And they feature animals generally, and because the life in Blavatsky is so hard, they always involve the animals overcoming some kind of diversity. Diversity. Diversity? Do they overcome diversity? They overcome both adversity, diversity, and subversity.
Well, they're really old stories, so not all the diversity was around yet.
No, things were diverse. Because in the beginning, there was no diversity.
No.
It was either horizontal or vertical. Well, anyway, so if you would like to hear one, we have memorized well over 1,200, 1,400 Blavatsky folktales. So if there's any animal you want to hear a story about from Blavatsky and any particular problem, well, let's get a problem first.
Anyone?
The bridge falls down.
The bridge falls down? Should we go with the JB96 or the RF12?
The northern variant?
I like the northern variant.
Yeah, but it's got all this audience participation.
Oh yeah, skip that.
Okay, the bridge fall. Let's do the standard version.
Rope bridge or wood?
What bridge? No. Okay, the bridge falls down. So now we need an animal.
Dog. Monkey.
Gibbon.
I like the giraffe.
Chimera.
Yeah, well, there's more stories about giraffes. It gives us more to choose from.
Yeah.
6 stories about giraffes.
Six, and 3 of those are bridges.
Yeah. But one of them's a singing bridge, and one of them's a drawbridge.
Well, it has to be with the giraffe going under.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but isn't the funny one where he thinks it's a drawbridge, but it's not? It's so it's hilarious. Okay, well, anyway, the giraffe and the drawbridge. So once upon a time.
Wait, we're doing it in English.
English. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a giraffe, a magnificent giraffe. And the giraffe's coat was so soft and furry, and the hooves were so polished and sharp. And her name was,
Annabelle.
No.
It was.
Don't you know anything about Blavatsky and folktales? You would never have someone named Annabelle.
It was Maldania.
Maldania?
Maldania, the giraffe.
That's a southern pronunciation. Okay, Maldania the giraffe. Everyone loved the giraffe except for one warthog. The warthog's name was Ralph, and he happened to operate a drawbridge. Every day, whatever her name was, Moldavia had
It means hooves of jello.
hooves of jello. Right. Because her hooves were shiny, but it was kind of her Achilles hoof. Yeah.
Turn off the cameras.
All right. So it was her practice every day that just at the time the drawbridge was opening, she would walk underneath the drawbridge. It was a dry ravine because it had not rained in about 40 years, and the drawbridge was simply to keep the various vehicles from plunging into the ravine. Every day the warthog would raise the drawbridge, which bored the warthog out of his mind, and he had thought for days if there was maybe some way to either injure or prevent the giraffe, Moldavia, from passing underneath. Not a nice warthog.
Do I get a part in this?
It depends. Well, you know, Moldavia, the way they tell folktales in Blavatsky is that if you get tandem tellers, especially, you tend to elbow the other teller out of the way if you want to.
All right. Now, the problem was that Ralph the warthog, who was the drawbridge operator, hadn't been paid in several months because, taxes. And they needed that money to take. Well, first they took it from education, and they were going to put it in infrastructure, but that seemed ridiculous. And so instead they got water from the river through the old pipes.
They're full of lead, right?
Yeah, of course. And so anyway, the point is, turn the cameras off. The point is, I knew it would jinx it. The point is, he was not being paid, and the bridge was not functioning correctly. So as Moldavia, the giraffe, approached through the dry ravine, he was not paying attention because he didn't care. I mean, he didn't care much when it was his job and he got paid, but now that he wasn't being paid and the bridge wasn't functioning, he cared even less. So the bridge was up as Moldavia approached. I was hoping you'd elbow me.
I'm using gestures.
And the warthog was singing to himself, Moldavia, Moldavia means hooves of jello. And then
He was bored out of his mind. He began pushing buttons. And the bridge came down. It went up, it came down, it went up, it went wild. It was flailing up and down. It brained Moldavia, knocked her unconscious into the ravine. He was overcome with remorse. He rushed down to see if he could revive her. He did mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but his warthogs cut her lip, and she sued him for $500,000, and they wound up in court. His only defense was,
the bridge didn't work.
and because everybody really knew that not enough money had been put into infrastructure, they found in the warthog's favor, and she had to pay her own attorney's fees.
Her own attorney's fees. But the judge held up a bag of coins and jingled them so that the warthog could hear what the money would have sounded like in his pocket.
But he didn't have pockets, so the joke was on the judge.
And that's where marsupials come from.
Absolutely.